Hello, and welcome to another episode of Just Wing It with KSP RP-2. So, for this episode, I think we have a bunch of missions that I will just try to go through in quick succession. This is the biological experimentation, low space. So, reach 120 kilometers with the biosample and 75 units of sounding payload, and return. Uh, Return home safely. No downrange, no avionics or anything. Same as the last one. Okay, so after Miko, we have an apogee of 345 kilometers, so way more than our target. No problems here, and we already tested last time our re-entry, and there shouldn't be any problem. We probably got higher last time because we had less sounding payload. So yeah, there shouldn't be any problems here. Should probably check how this is going. And we're in space. And touchdown with some weird spin physics, but okay. Can I recover? No. Yes, no recover. So, 10 science, quite good. Um, yeah, nothing from this. Another mission in the books, and probably something similar. 150 units of scientific equipment and over 140 kilometers. Same rocket shouldn't be a problem. But again, let's alternate. Come back with the next mission. Okay, so second mission of the day. We're doing a rocket plane mission. We don't have an actual contract for this, but it's mostly to keep Gene Young from retiring out of boredom. And I do hope to get some science out of this. Uh, we have the Mach 2 flight and the crew report. Okay, we have started to go down, and we have actually finished with the crew report. It doesn't take too long to complete. So I'm thinking maybe for the next missions of this kind, I should uh, but I don't know like what depends how much time the retirement date gets pushed back, because ideally I would want to like stay at just below 40 kilometers in altitude and throttle back to the minimum of these engines to provide the most amount of time where we're above 600 meters per second but below basically in the experiment conditions, because we still have 20, yeah, 24 minutes on this experiment. That can also be taken care of with the jet aircraft, but those missions don't seem to push the retirement date back that much. So I should try one like this and see if it really makes a difference or not. Okay, we're coming in for landing, less than 3 kilometers away. Flare, flare. Excellent. Let's see what kind of effect that had on Jean's retirement date. So we got 1.5 science, not a lot. Uh, yeah, this is leave. And 25 days. Okay. So she's retiring on the 26th of December 1957, and we are still going to finish researching this on the 12th of January 1958. I've been adding every so often researchers, so this should go down, but still. Eh. Okay, so same mission as before, except that Manuela Richter is on the controls. So I did test, and I could maintain the plane below 40 kilometers, going at minimum throttle and keeping the speed and therefore the dynamic pressure at acceptable levels. And it actually wasn't much different from the speeds at which I was flying the jet. It was getting up to the 800 meters per second level at one point. But I decided to go for this anyway because if it's a similar flight to the jet and airplane, like I don't see why the kind of airplane they are in would affect how much more they decided to push their retirement backward. So I think it's just based on going higher. So that's what we're going to try to do. Let's just make sure we don't go past 75. So yeah, it will take more of these to fulfill the experiment, but I think priorities right now is not having to hire more astronauts for just a couple of missions. Once more into the breach, my friends, my men. I don't remember the exact quote, but here we go again. We have 18 minutes left on the science, and we got to 65 kilometers in altitude, so hopefully that will persuade Manuela to stick with us a bit longer. Hopefully the nice scenic view from the cockpit will be enough. Okay, flare and settle it down gently. Perfect. Okay, 1.5 more science, 27 days on crew retirement, and no earlier than January 25th, 1958, which is now officially after we finish uh, researching this. Now, unfortunately, we still need time to build the bloody planes, so, and I still know how much I will have to modify it. So we want to push this at least another month. But it's good to see that uh, with her at least, it's quite a few days. And once again, the bloody film return camera mission is taking way too long to build. I'm able to crank this out. Well, not crank, like just refurbish and refuel these planes way too fast. I mean, which is good for the purpose of avoiding the retirement of Jean and Manuela, but it is getting a bit tedious for me. On the plus side, I hired a few more researchers, and now the research is done before these two astronauts retire. So there's that at least. So I think this might be the last mission I do with Jean. I might actually still try to do a few with Liselot, see if I can get her to also fly the X-15 cockpit. They will push the retirement date a little bit further once they do the X-15 training, so we should be fine in that. And I mean, Liselot has stuck with us, so she also deserves her astronaut wings. Okay, we are lined up for landing, almost. And yeah, so I think after this landing, Jean and Manuela are going on a break before they have to go into training for the X-15. And I will use Liselot to get the rest of the hypersonic science experiment. And hopefully that means we push her retirement far enough for her to also fly the X-15. Because it does say it's a retires no earlier than thing. So it means they might stick for longer. So yeah, hopefully that's the case. Okay, landing time. Now this program is really good to get your landing skills on point. So many of these missions. Well, I would say maybe it's not so much just this program, but also the fact that we have this experiment didn't used to be in the last version of RP-1 that I played. So it's yet another thing that you have to fly for. Okay, so just 16 days. But she's already on 21st of January 1958, so that's good. Um, yeah, okay. But actually, I think I'm done for today flying missions. I won't end the episode here. I'll just continue recording another day. But it might be worthwhile to check exactly how much I will have to modify the Hornet Mark II in order to accommodate the X-15 cockpit, because we still have a lot of fuel capacity that we're not using. So it might just be as simple as swapping the cockpits and maybe doing a little bit more balancing for the weight difference. So let's check that. Okay, so here we are. Let's first check how much delta V does this have. 2500. So maybe we want 2600. Would that be enough? Let's see. What's the mass difference? 0.367? Wait, what? Point. So it says it's distributed by mass, but then this is 0.0475 tons. Well, this is 0.36. 40, that's 47 kilograms. What? Yeah, you're drunk. Okay, so it's the same diameter. That helps quite a lot. Um, stats. I said 2300, right? So apparently it didn't go down that much. What happens if we just go full? 2400. So we should be able to. 2600. Okay. Um, yeah, it might just be as simple as switching the cockpit. What I do want to check is um, so we might have to move. I won't change it right now because I want to do it on the actual Hornet that we have already built, so that it takes less time. Because here I would have it would just be like building the entire plane all over again. But yeah, I think this is very workable. So um, I'll test this another day, I think. Okay, so I'll be right back with the next mission, which I don't yet know what it will be. Okay, I am back. So I actually did another rocket plane mission off camera with Liselot, everything nominal. We took another chunk out of the time required for the Mach 2 experiment. I know I have also been calling it hypersonic, but honestly don't know at what point you go from supersonic to hypersonic. So technically, Mach 2 experiment is what it's called. Anyway, I was going to start Manuela and Jean under training for the proficiency for the X-15 cockpit, and I realized it said that it would, on average, increase like the going through this training program would add over 100 days to the retirement date. So I decided to sneak this a lot in as well, and this would hopefully be enough for her to stick around for a mission in the X-15. And yeah, that will just we'll get three astronauts with proper astronaut wings, and also give us a higher chance of completing the contract if there's a failure. We have three astronauts to fall back on. So that also means no more rocket plane missions for the moment. I will not scrap the Hornet. Let's just keep it around just in case. But yeah, now we are going to go for the film return and biological sample capsule missions. Um, I wanted to touch on something else beforehand, though. I forget. We are 227 days away from hypersonic flight. Yes. So I've been adding researchers. We're now up to 250 out of the. Oh, this increased. It used to be 300. I haven't updated the research, research center, so I'm not accept. Ah, no, wait. These are engineers. I'm an idiot. Yes. Okay. Uh, yeah. So yeah, we're at 250 out of 300. Uh, and the moment we reach 300, it will be the max efficiency for the level of R&D building that we have. I need to be careful though with hiring more because we. So yeah, for this year we were getting 122,000 funds, and next year it's only 99. So these last 2 years will have less funds available per day. So I have to be careful to not overhire people. But right now we're in the above 200 per day, so we should be fine. Okay, let's launch this. Okay, so we're in the launch pad. Let's have our uh, contract requirements and have the early film camera UI open just to see the progress of the experiment. And And let's get rid of the UI and watch the launch like this. Nice evening launch with the sunset behind us. Okay, we're getting rather toasty, but that's Miko. We did expand our fuel, yeah, so it doesn't look like there was any engine failures. Oof, the aerodynamics, a bit iffy, but we should be fine. How are we doing here? 6 more minutes, plus whatever time we need in low space. Okay, we're about to re-enter the atmosphere, and we'll have around 3.5 minutes. Oh, uh, batteries. 3.5 minutes left on this experiment, so we might just need one more launch with this configuration to get it out. I think we got more than 2 minutes worth in this pass. Uh, well, yeah, and then there's also the upper atmosphere, but I think we might. Yeah, let's see. Okay, we have reached our required downrange distance. Not a problem there. You have to love the sunsets with the scatterer mod. Oh, I didn't. Uh, I forgot to check what would be the remaining time for the experiment. And we're out of batteries, it seems. And we have touchdown in the dark. Another successful mission. Let's recover. Okay, 4.4 science. And let's see. So now let's finish up the episode with another low space biological experimentation. 140 kilometers, 150 units of sending rocket payload. Same rocket should be more than capable to do this. Okay, so here we are with a dawn launch. Uh, I just accidentally activated action group number 2. I don't know what that does. I don't think I have anything on action group number 2. Oh, slightly yellowy clouds. Weird. So we're definitely leaning in a direction. This was supposed to be straight up, but just spin stabilization, so it's bound to happen from time to time. Uh, but we should be fine. Okay, we have Miko. Uh, we still have 16 minutes left on this one. So actually, I think we will have to launch a lot of these. Fortunately, these rockets take very little time to build. So I might just launch a few of these off camera. And I should probably at some point update the parachute. I didn't like modify it to allow for the extra weight in a sounding rocket payload. So, but it should still be fine with the touchdown speed. Only 5 minutes in space. Okay, at least. And we have actually completed the biological sample capsule in low Earth orbit. So now we need is the flying high. Um, so maybe I can incorporate that into the X-Planes missions. I'll see. Okay, so parachutes have opened up successfully, and we should have no problems here. So I don't yet know what we will be doing in the next episode. I do want to do more of these missions, but I'll probably do them off camera. So we'll see next time. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.